Hi YouTubers, it's Jan from Creative Passion in Idaho. This is the toilet paper mini that I had talked about in my previous video. This is out of Die Cuts with a View paper, and I'll go through it real fast and then I'll show you the paper pack. This is the cover of the mini, and I was going to cover this up, but this paper is very thick and highly sheened. It's kind of coated with embossing, and I love it. So I had covered this up a couple times, did a few things with it, and decided to redo it and take all the stuff off of it because I just really like this paper packet a lot. I almost didn't buy this when I was at the store, and I'm so glad I did. So this is my cover. It's very plain. I did a few charms on the bottom of this, big chunky charms. I didn't do a small beaded charm like I usually do with a bunch of charms on it. I just did this. This is good size. It's about the size of a little under a silver dollar. It's a little clock. These are my little bead charms that I have on Etsy, and they're two-toned, and I love these. They're very heavy, and they're real nice and thick. And then I've got this little thick rose on here that's there, and I really liked it as well. So I just left those 3 charms on there just so they'd be kind of chunky and dangle around. This is my new tool I got in somewhere. I don't even remember where I got this, and I love this. It's black and white. It is actually very black and white. When you see it on the roll, it's kind of a cream color, but I love this tool. So I just mixed this all with black and white tool and then my dark tool, and I don't know why all of a sudden I like tool, but it just comes out, and it's real easy. When you ship these, they get crunched up, and they're not like ribbons, and I still like fibers and ribbons, but I just decided to do that on this. So as I said, this is my cover, very plain. These all have inserts in them. I have 5 rolls. This is an EK Success punch, and if I can get this on camera, the sheen of that peeks through that punch, and I really like that. These are all from the paper packet. I did a little stamping and did some stickles on this, and then on the back side I did a little stamping of a bird. Let's scoot this down. Of a bird, and then just did some little accents in green, some little corners, and they can journal on this, or you know, you could put a picture on this, whatever you want. And then they just slip right back in there. This is the next page, and it's done with a little Recollections flower. It's got a little Prima bling in the center. And then this is a little fan flower underneath it of Tim's. And then this is just a little trifold type enclosure that she could journal in, a little bird cage, little journaling lines. She could put a small picture here, do some typewriter fonts here, and adhere those to. And then I've just got it so it just closes with a little magnet. Then I just stuck a little charm in here instead of putting it on, like I said, on the beaded charms. I just stuck a little metal charm in here. It says Believe in Love. And on this one, I've always wanted to make these thicker and bulkier when I did them. So instead of trying to cram all these other tickets and everything, I did individual little tags. Gosh, sorry, my brain's fried. Little tags in between the pages, and it worked out really well. I'll probably continue to do this because you can get so much more in these little albums. And like this tag was already done, I couldn't stick it anywhere, so I thought, well, I'm just going to punch a hole in it and put it on the ring. So it worked out really good. These are just a couple of little tickets that I have in the back. This paper is not with the collection, but you can journal on it real easily. And then I just did quite a few of these little scallop tags that you can put a little picture on and do some little journaling on the back. And then they just slipped into this little pocket. The tag and the pocket are out of the collection of the paper. And the same thing on this one. I did a side, I need to put a ribbon on that one. Did a side pocket this way. And the same thing, these are both out of the collections. Did a little stamping on this one, a few little wavy lines on the back. And that's the same as that one. They can journal on the back of it with that other paper. This is the next TP mini holder, and Belinda Akers had sent me this. She has this punch, which now I have, Belinda. Thank you very much. And I did that here, adhered that down, and then just put a little banner of paper here, a little border, and then did some half pearls that were fairly large, did some little half pearls that were real small here, and then just did 3 little tickets for this. This is out of the paper packet. Let me see if I can get in just a little closer. There we go. This is out of the paper package, just a little ticket. I think this is by 7 Gypsies. And did some little cornering on the back of it. And, you know, you could put a little picture, do a little journaling there. Oops, this one's upside down. This is just a number stamp that I have. So I did a little ticket out of the yellow paper, put it on the black and white stripe, and then just left the black and white stripe for the back of it as well. So you can just go ahead and journal on the back of that. And the same thing with this one. This actually started out to be a tag in one of the pockets, and I didn't like it as well, so I just cut it down, put one of those little tickets right here. They can put a date or whatever, and then just a little picture on the back of it. So you really have to mix and match your tags. I have a lot of people that request me to do tags videos on tags, and it's just because I do them so differently and so many different shapes and sizes. That's the only reason they look intricate, because they're really not at all. And then this is if I can get it out there, this is the tag that goes in the center of that. And what I did is I left this blank on the back so you could put a fairly good sized picture on it. And then on the front I blinged it up with stickles, and I thought it'd be really fun to journal where those stickles are. You know, just put dates or sayings or little sentiments to where all those stickles, you know, don't get on your picture and you don't have your picture laying flat. So I thought that'd be real fun. This is a frame that Belinda sent me. Thank you, Belinda, again. That she just sent me a little while ago, and I just stamped a sentiment on the inside paper, did some ghost stamping of some little dragonflies in there, and then just adhered this all down. I like this. It gives you kind of a little frame, and it's kind of thick. It's kind of gives you kind of a look of an inside pocket, but there's not one there. And then the same thing on this. I did some little tags that were scallops still, and did a little bee on this side. Did a little rectangular tag here, and just distressed it. Put a little if you can see, epoxy sticker, or not epoxy, a little vellum sticker on it. There we go. And then just did some stamping and put some half pearls on that as well. I really like how I put these tags between these pages, because it just worked out really cool. It just gives you that much more dimension in these little books. Did the same thing here, just put the journaling spot back here with a little flower here that was on a stamp. And then I just took that dark paper and did some little corner punches just to give it some pop. The other page has been left very plain. She can put a big photo on this. I just did some stamping so it didn't look real plain. And then the inside pocket's done the same way. I still use those stickles. I did some stamping, did some layering with the paper. There we go. Did some stickles, and then that side's real plain. And see, all that blings on that paper pack. That is the coolest paper pack I think I've bought in a long time, besides the other one that went with it, the Timeless. And then this is the other side. This paper is not in the pattern pack. This was paper I had. But I backed it with the yellow, and then this is in the pattern packet of paper. Ooh, that's hard to say. And thought the yellows and the blacks went really well, so I just put that little line across here, and she can put some little typewriter sentiments or anything that they want over there. Same thing with this one. It's an inside little separate tag. Rounded off the corners of a little rectangular cut piece of paper and did some little stamping, ghost stamping here. Did some distressing around it, and I love clocks, so I just added a little clock to it. And actually, this was the time my daughter was born in the afternoon, so every time I put a clock on anything, I always put it at 12:24, because that's when my daughter was born, on April 14th. And then this is just another little round tag. Did a little fragment here out of it that I just punched, a little piece of paper. She can put a good size photo, and then I put this little stamp on that says "A Little Bird Told Me," and this is in the Seven Gypsies line. It's in a bunch of stamps that comes in a set. This is one of the pages that I put a pocket on too, and I put a little butterfly punch here. Everybody has a Martha Stewart's. I love that little punch. Just put some little smaller half pearls in the center. Cut the pocket out of the paper that was a little bit less patterned than the other was, and just made a little pocket for this tag to sit in. Distressed it. And then this is one of those little, I finally found out where I remembered these guys. They're at Joann's. These are those little hairpins that you buy over in the kids sections, where I found these. And just put little recollection flowers. Excuse me. And then when you flip it over, I put some bling on here. I'm going to get a little drink of water. And then I just put some bling on it so I could have it so it wasn't so bare on the back. And then they can either put a little picture on here, journal on this. Ooh, I've got this upside down, sorry. And then, or they can just put a picture over it if they want to, or put a little journaling tab underneath there if they want an extra one. But I love this paper. This is my very favorite paper out of the collection. It's absolutely beautiful. That's what my cover's out of. And this is actually out of the 4x6 stacker pack that you get with it. And then this is the tag that goes inside of that. This is really heavily embossed, and I decided just to leave it blank so she could put 2 pictures on it. I love this paper. It's absolutely beautiful. So I just left that tag very blank so she could stick some things on that and a photo on that and not have to worry about it. This paper is not in the pack, but it went really well with it. This green is, so is this black that's behind here, and it's all embossed. Probably 80% of this paper that's in this pack was embossed, and that's great because you don't have to do anything with it. And then this little tag, if you've been to Joann's and you've walked down their dollar section, which of course none of us have done that, This little tag had a rooster on it. It came, I think there's like 10 in a pack of $1. I love this little black and white banner here. So this is actually on the tag. I took and cut this paper here and cut a little border here to go on it. Then I did a fan flower out of some of the paper that was in the pack, and then just backed it with this little green half-cut ticket. And I love these. They're already cut. They've already got the little grommets around them. Super perfect. Put a little half-green pearl in the center. Did this out of this little paper over here. And I love these. So I just tore the paper off that was on the front of the tag, and then I just put some more paper, white paper on it, and then just put all these little elements on it. And these turned out so cute, and you don't have to cut them. And then just did a bunch of dogwood stamping on the back with a stamp I've got. This is the last page. Belinda also sent me this cutout right here. It's a punch out, and of course I bought that too. Belinda, thank you very much, you little enabler. And this is a pocket that I just left blank so she could stick some pictures and things in here. Put this little sentiment on it that I like, and then did some little side sentiments, or some side stamping here. And then for the last tag, I've got this. It's just that white and black paper again. This was not in the paper packet, but it's just a black and gray polka dot. This comes in it, and so did this. And see this, look at these little tabs, guys. They are so cool. This stuff is all glittered and embossed. It works out so well, and it is so super easy to use. And then the back, I did the same thing. I left it pretty blank. This is all embossed. Let me see if I can catch that on the, there you go. That's all embossed too, so you see that this is all raised and embossed, and you don't have to do anything on it. So although this looks pretty chunked up, it's kept pretty plain to the paper packet. It was really, really fun to do. I got it finished really late last night, and it just worked out perfect. Let me back this up, and I'll show you. I actually have information for you guys. You'll probably fall over. This is the paper packet that was in. It's from Die Cuts with a View. It's at Joann's. I got mine on sale quite a while ago, and I almost did not buy this. I loved this paper, but I thought, I'm not much of a green and yellow, and, you know, as my previous video, duh, obviously I am. But it's got all kinds of beautiful, let's see if I can catch this for you. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful papers in it. I can't wait to use this again. It's got so much embossing and so much glitter in it. It's fabulous. I mean, I love it, and I almost did not buy this paper pack, so I was really, really glad that I did. But that's my mini. If you have any questions or anything about it, let me know. I'm probably not going to do a kit on this just because it has so many elements to it, and I did it so late at night. I might not if I get some requests for it. I'm sure I can make a few packets for it, but that's it. It's great colors. Love this tool, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for stopping. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye-bye.